to the Purpose Geek channel. My name is Taviro, and in today's video I'm going to be talking to you about how to become an optimist. Optimism should be trending, as my favorite online mentor of Berry says, that the power of optimism should be a movement, and we should encourage each other to become optimistic. So in today's video, I'm going to go through 2 tips of how to become optimistic, because it's key in how you view the world. You can tweet that if you want, that optimism is key to how you view the world. The first point is that to become optimistic is how you view the world, your perception. Sometimes, if you've seen on Instagram these days, there's this video of how a guy was looking out the window because he was in a wheelchair and all he wanted to do was to be able to walk, and there was a guy who was standing by the bus stop, was watching cars pass by, and all he wanted to do was to be able to drive. And then the guy who was in the car always wanted to have a bigger car, and the one with the bigger car wanted to be able to fly, known in a helicopter, and the guy in the helicopter wanted a yacht, and the one with the yacht wanted a bigger yacht. So that's how we perceive the world. You have to start by perceiving the world as a better place in order to become optimistic, because your view is what makes your mind think your environment is better or worse than the next person. So that's how you become optimistic. Look at the bright side of life, basically, which is why I'm wearing my favorite color, yellow. Always try and teach yourself to think through situations in an optimistic way, the brighter view of your current situation. The second point about how to be optimistic is how you view the events around you. Sometimes when family events happen, or even in work situations, you'd have somebody who says, oh, we weren't organized enough because such and such went wrong, and they start complaining and etc., etc. And then you have another person, the optimistic viewpoint, who will say, yes, this didn't go so well, but next time these are the things we need to improve upon. So you need to take that viewpoint on how can I become better in this scenario. That's the optimistic view of your situation. A key person who wrote this famous book on optimism called Learned Optimism, Dr. Martin Seligman, broke this down into 3 dimensions, which I thought I should share with you today in this video. First of all, he talks about permanence. Permanence, he explains, is knowing that not everything in life is permanent. Just like I explained earlier with the situation of how one person views not being organized as a bad thing, and the other one takes it on as a permanent point or block in their life. Permanence, he explains, is knowing that your situation or circumstance is not permanent, and there's the opportunity to grow or to learn from it. So that's an important, significant way of becoming optimistic. The second point is pervasiveness. Pervasiveness is not seeing something as an isolated incident. It's like, oh, this only happens in this scenario. Like when we are going to the mall, the car park is always full, all because it's a bank holiday, so we will always not get parking. So don't view things as an isolated scenario. Know that there's a bigger picture out there, and if it is a bank holiday and you decide to go shopping in the mall, there is a potential that you will not get parking, but the other potential is, if you don't get parking, where are your other parking spots? So you need to look outside the bigger picture, not just focus on that main problem. Look outside for other options, which is what he talks about as perversiveness, if I'm pronouncing it right. The second thing is knowing about personalization, is that not to blame it on any bad situation on yourself. Oh, the reason why this went wrong is because I am part of your group and bad things always happen to me. So that's thinking that is putting it on yourself, and that you are the bad apple amongst the thriving apples, which is not the way to go. If you want to become optimistic, you must look at it as a wider view, and what you need to know is that blaming yourself is quite negative energy, and the idea is, when you're being optimistic, is become very positive. So think about it as a way of, how can you improve yourself, how can you grow, how can you contribute towards the situation, how can you influence your environment in a good way, not just look down about, oh, what's so bad about yourself. You need to look at what good things you contribute to the situation in your peer group, in your surroundings, in your environment. Then you become a very optimistic person. Always know that we create our environment, and the power is within ourselves. So I leave you with that message today. If you found this interesting, you can comment below with any key points that you found interesting to yourself, and any takeaways you will go and implement into your life. Even if it's reading the book by Dr. Martin, that's something you need to look into further. If you would like to personally learn more about optimism, I've just been able to break through what was really significant, and I thought it would be a quick video to talk about to you today.